Operation Walk was set up initially 25 years ago by Larry Dorr as a not-for-profit organisation to perform hip and knee replacement surgery in developing world countries where such surgery was unavailable. Derek Bennett in 2014 went over to Hanoi and he was captivated.
I do it because I get a sense that I'm using the skills that I have to make a difference to individual people.
Helping one person might not change the whole world, but it will change the whole world for that one person that you give that joint to, that's able to walk again, they're able to work, they're able to give back to their family. And that's really what it's all about, is giving back.
The cost of that to the patient is about $10,000 or $15,000 US, and these people make $250 per annum. So there's no chance that they would get to have a hip replacement if it were not for charities such as Operation Walk.
Without us, most of these people have no potential for accessing joint replacement surgery, and that means that they gradually lose the ability to walk.
Before surgery, they're often crippled with pain and deformity, and as a consequence of that, they're unable to work.
The patients in Vietnam tend to be much younger than the patients in Ireland, and they have a different disease set that ultimately results in the end stage of hip and knee arthritis that we see here as well.
Each trip, there's 2 or 3 people who really stand out in your mind that wouldn't have had a chance, and we can change the world for that one person. Etienne, who had the ankylosing spondylitis, and he had both hips done one year and then the next year had both knees done.
Trước khi tôi gặp Operation Walk, tôi chỉ là một người khuyết tật rất là nặng. Tôi không có thể đi lại được và tôi chỉ có thể ngồi được xe lăn thôi. Cuộc sống của tôi hầu như tưởng chừng như chỉ gắn bó với chiếc xe lăn trọn đời. Sau thời gian mà khi tôi bị ảnh hưởng đến khớp háng và khớp gối, tôi không đi lại được. Tôi nằm liệt giường tầm 7 năm trời và lúc đó tôi chỉ còn một con đường là chờ chết, chờ Chúa gọi về. Khi tôi có được chiếc máy tính thì tôi tìm hiểu và học về Photoshop, về dựng hình ảnh và dựng phim. Và tôi cũng có mở một cái chụp ảnh tại nhà để chụp ảnh hồ sơ cho mọi người ở tại quê tôi. Đến năm 2011, tôi quen vợ tôi bây giờ ở trên Internet. Và vợ tôi dẫn tôi ra Hà Nội để xin việc vào khoảng 25 tháng 12, 2011. Khi tôi ra tôi cũng đi xin nhiều cái nơi mà người ta làm ảnh, làm Photoshop á. Khi người ta thử tay nghề của tôi thì người ta ok, nhưng mà lúc người ta nhìn thấy tôi thì thực sự là người ta cũng rất ái ngại vì tôi không thể đi lại được. Và quan trọng nhất là cái chuyện tình cảm của tôi và bạn gái của tôi lúc bấy giờ. Gặp gia đình phản đối rất là kịch liệt vì không ai lại muốn người con gái của mình đi lấy một người khuyết tật ngồi trên xe lăn như tôi. Tôi cũng rất đau khổ khi thấy những người thân xung quanh tôi đau khổ vì bản thân tôi. Nhiều lần tôi cũng định là buông xuôi tất cả, tìm đến cách chết để giải quyết. Nhưng tôi nghĩ lại, khi mà tôi tự tử hoặc tôi chết đi thì bao nhiêu sự cố gắng của giúp đỡ của bạn gái tôi và tôi, bố mẹ tôi đã chạy chữa cho tôi rất nhiều năm thì sẽ đổ công đổ sông đổ biển hết. Nhưng lúc đó tôi không nói, tôi chỉ muốn làm cho vợ tôi vui. Tôi đã nộp hồ sơ. Và khi tôi nhận được tin báo là tôi sẽ được đoàn để kiểm tra lại sức khỏe một lần nữa để quyết định mổ, tôi rất mừng. Mặc dù tôi rất mừng nhưng tôi cũng không dám nói với ai, đặc biệt là bố mẹ vợ tôi, vì tôi rất sợ là ông bà lo. Khi tôi được mổ xong 2 khớp gối thì tôi báo tin về cho mọi người vỡ òa trong hạnh phúc. Sau khi được phẫu thuật một thời gian thì tôi tập đi lại được, không cần dùng đến nạng nữa. Và lúc đó việc đầu tiên tôi sẽ tham gia những khóa học về quản trị kinh doanh. Bây giờ thì tôi đang có một con trai trên 3 tuổi và vợ tôi đang mang bầu một đứa con gái khoảng hơn 6 tháng. Và một điều không thể tưởng tượng được chẳng hạn như trong mơ á, trước khi vợ tôi có những giấc mơ và điều ước có thể một ngày nào đó được cầm tay tôi đi dạo và có thể được tôi chở bằng xe mô tô bike đi. Khi tôi đi lại được tôi cũng rất là hạnh phúc vì mang lại hạnh phúc cho vợ tôi, của con tôi và những người thân xung quanh tôi.
He's back working and he can support his family, and he's had a baby boy since, so in any measure of hip function it seems to be working pretty well.
So the planning for Operation Walk Ireland started last April actually, when we came back after our trip in March.
So I recruit all of the volunteers for Operation Walk Ireland, analysing them in depth to make sure I have the right people. Liaising with all of the leads of each department. It takes a full 12 months to actually recruit all of the volunteers.
So the first year we had 20, the second year we had 56, the last year we had 86, and now we're up to 140 volunteers.
The logistics, I had no idea what was going into this before I came, and the amount of work that's gone in behind the scenes to make this happen.
We bring every kind of person that we need to perform joint replacements.
But we also have to ship half a hospital halfway around the world and back again.
This is the biggest ever. Over the 2 missions, there's over 168 people have travelled from Ireland.
The team is made up of surgeons, anaesthetists, nurses, admin, physiotherapists,
Occupation therapists, clerical staff, people who work in sterilisation and instrument cleaning.
Effectively what we're doing is bringing over a mini hospital for a week and back again.
Everybody plays a vital role in ensuring that it is a complete success.
Immediately after.
So our pre-assessment day means that we examine every single patient, so the surgeons examine them, the anaesthetists examine them, the floor nurses then can go through some history with them, and the physiotherapists get to see the patient. So it's an all-in-one assessment, and when you think about doing that for 107 patients or 105 patients maybe, logistically it was quite challenging, but the day went really, really well. And to have everybody been able to work together to collaborate all the information and you get it in one single setting, it's really, really important. This year we were very fortunate that we had 2 of our Vietnamese doctors that came back for the Mayo Arthroplasty Conference, and on the Friday before the conference started, some of the team leads from Operation Walk Ireland were able to get together, and we actually discussed all of the x-rays for the patients.
So we'll operate all day Monday, all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday and a half a day Thursday, and the second mission arrive out on Wednesday, and they will start operating on the Friday, and will operate all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and half of Monday. The value of sponsorship has been enormous. Zimmer Biomet are sponsoring the whole mission this year, and it would be completely impossible to do this without that help.
We're really grateful to the Zimmer Biomet company for the huge support they've given this mission, donating all the hip and knee implants that we're going to use over the course of the mission.
Without this sponsorship, it would have been very difficult to fundraise for that amount of patients, and we've been able to actually do a double mission because of this sponsorship, and we are very thankful for that.
But they also donate the equipment to do the joint replacements and their staff to help us with the logistics of bringing them over and back and being with us while we're there.
We had to go through many different units within the business. We had to get legal involved, we had to get compliance involved, we had our distribution hub in Eschbach, in Hazeldonk, just to pack up with the implants for us. They helped ship them, they took the cost of the ship, and we then had to get instruments that we couldn't get readily available in Ireland. We borrowed them from Thailand, from Singapore, one from Vietnam, and we shipped out 2 pallet loads of equipment. That there was a lot of units within the organisation to help Ireland support this mission. We need our trained staff here because the majority of the surgeons that are operating here over the 2 missions, they would use different knee systems, different hip systems. There's myself and 1 product specialist and the clinical support. They're staying out for the 2 missions, and we've been up since 6 o'clock working. The lads have been flat out in and out of theatres, covering cases, instrumentation, There's a lot of nurses who've given up time to come out here that wouldn't be orthopedic trained, helping them to get through putting the instruments together and making sure they have the right implants at the right time.
I think everyone who's been to Vietnam thinks they're the most wonderful, warm, friendly people that they've ever encountered.
They're also very easy to rehabilitate, having had this disability for so long and pain for so long.
We all commented that they mobilise a lot quicker over here and they tolerate pain a lot better.
And as a consequence of that, in terms of rehabilitating back to normal function, they're much quicker at doing so than our patients back in Ireland.
We're not used to people getting up and doing so well so quickly. They're just, as I said, they're so strong. It's lovely to see people just really push themselves.
You go see them and they put absolutely 100% into getting better. So yeah, it's really, really lovely. Yeah.
It's been incredible. They're doing so well, and it's an amazing thing to be able to help.
I just can't get over the feeling that we get, and it's just great to see the patients, stand up and walk after their surgery.
Their attitude is, I'm just going to get on with it. Yeah. There was a lady this morning and she was in a lot of pain with her knee. And we went into her first and she says, no, I'm waiting on a scan, I can't get up. But then I came back a few minutes later and she just hopped up out of bed and she'd learned from the lady beside her and just got up and walked herself. Now we wouldn't want that. We don't want them getting up on their own on the first day, but she did and walked into the toilet and back out, not a bother on her. So she was, their attitude is just, I'm going to do it, it's fine.
Everybody's blown away by what happens on Operation Walk.
This is my first year at it, and I've heard lots of wonderful things about it before I came, and they're all true.
There's tears, everybody has tears on some day on the trip because different patients affect us in different ways.
We have had nothing but tears today, tears of emotion and happiness, and they are just overwhelmed, and we are overwhelmed by them.
It's so rewarding, and it's the best thing I've ever done.
Arriving into Dublin Airport on day one and only knowing a handful of people, you would be a little bit nervous, but the way that such a large team in such a short space of time gel together and form such a fantastic team.
It's a fantastic experience, both from the idea that we're working as a team with people that I never met before, but the kind of people who come here, they just know what they're doing. They just want to give.
And also come here and learn from others as well, actually, especially from a local surgeon. And the camaraderie and everything else is just wonderful. It's impressive.
3 days in and I just can't get over it. I can't get over the Vietnamese people. I can't get over all the Irish and all the helpers who came over and just how friendly they are and the work that's being carried on inside this hospital. It's staggering.
The Vietnamese people that we work with were so helpful and we all gelled really well together.
Absolutely loved my experience. It's incredible. You get so much out of it. You maybe get more out of it than the patients do.
And the guys who are here are just the best people I've ever worked with, and that's after 3 days, so I'm very impressed.
I've always worked in Western society where everything was structured, services were available. So I always had this idea that someday I would go to another country where these kind of services would be worthwhile. I came here to basically give something back, and it's wonderful because these people, they just smile at us, they appreciate it so much. It's incredibly rewarding.
It never ceases to amaze me, no matter how good you think you are and how much you think you know, how much you're going to learn in a very short period of time.
So we've had, I think, the biggest and most successful Operation Walk mission ever. In 8 days, we've replaced over 100 joint replacements. We've already seen the fruits of the work of the whole team, with patients completing the rehabilitation, and some of the patients have gone home already and are continuing the rehabilitation in the community.
I remember being told that I would become a much stronger person after these missions, and that has definitely come true.
And to be involved in that, not that any of us do that on our own, but to be involved in a process that can do that is just fantastic.
I've done quite a few things in my career, but I can sincerely say this is the best thing I've ever done. It's the most enjoyable, the most tiring, with the best people, and the most satisfying thing I think I've ever or will ever do.